Alright, here we go. As my nose runs into the sunset. Alright. Camera's there, right? Yep, okay. Hello and welcome back, everybody. I don't know what I was saying now. Hi and welcome, everybody. This is going to be... Hello and welcome, everybody. I am Ceri of CeriGotGame, and this is going to be my Vidcon 2013 wrap-up video thing. Majigger. Yeah. If you want to know what's sad, I am filming this on my cell phone camera even though I'm home because my webcam is stupid and every time I try to use it I have audio sync issues, and that's the state of my life. But you know what? I'm happy that we live in an era where cell phone cameras are so awesome now because we can all be YouTubers! Yay! That's kind of a double-edged sword in a way. So if you guys watching this have seen any of my my vlogs that I already put up from the week of VidCon 2013, which was June 23rd or something like that, June 23rd to 25th, although my videos extend a little before and after that because I got there a day early and I left at the very tail end of Disney Day, which was the Sunday, 26th, yes. Who cares? So if you guys have watched any of the vlogs that I already put up of my experiences during this VidCon, you know that, well, last year... So if any of you guys watching this right now have watched any of the vlogs I already put up that I made during So if any of you guys watching this now have seen the vlogs I already put up of my week here at VidCon 2015, you know that overall it was a really good year. Definitely a lot better than 2014. 2014, as I said in the videos that I made back then, it had a lot of problems. It wasn't very well organized. There was a lot of chaos. There were a lot of problems with certain giant groups of very zealous and not terribly polite groups of young girls and boys, mostly girls, and various other problems with that. And you know, if you really want to know what the problems I had with last year were, here's a link to that video that I summarized everything. There's also a couple of links that other people, or a couple of videos other people have done talking about it. So I know I'm not the only one that had problems with VidCon 2014. But this year was actually really, really good. And if you guys have watched my videos at all, you know that unlike some, I'm not the most positive of people. So for me to say that I really liked something, I actually really, really liked it. I have to be quite impressed to say that about something. So just know that, you know, going in VidCon 2015, you know, there were a couple problems this year, but by and large, compared to last year, holy cow, pretty much a 180-degree turn from pretty much everything I didn't like about last year. So to begin with, the big thing about this year that was different is that VidCon introduced the creator pass or whatever. And I have a video that I did when they first announced it. Again, here's a link. Where I talked about, you know, what they said in the email the creator pass was for and what my hopes were for it. And I have to say, the creator pass actually really worked out. I'm a little nervous about saying that because the paranoid person in me is like, oh no, if the people that were making such a problem last year find out that you actually can get close to the famous people using a creator pass, you know, they're all just gonna go buy that pass next year. Please don't do that unless you actually are a creator or, you know, you're interested in the creation process. If you just want to take pictures and you know, like try to be friends with your favorite YouTubers, then that's fine, but please stay with the community pass because it really is for you. Community, you know, it's the community surrounding YouTube, surrounding the YouTubers. You know, it's kind of a nice way of saying, you know, the fans, the audience. That's what community is for. Creator is the new pass, and as it says, it's for the creators. And of course, there's still industry pass, which is still really expensive. I actually heard from some people this year that did get the industry pass that they felt it was totally worth it. I had been on the fence about it before, and I decided not to because it's so expensive, and I figured like it wasn't really worth the expense. But as it turns out, even just driving up to VidCon from San Diego, still quite a bit of an expense, just the hotel and food and driving and blah, blah, blah. So honestly, in light of that, $300 more to get an industry pass, I don't know, maybe it's worth it. Well, we'll have to see where I am next year. I gotta disable my freaking screensaver. It keeps coming on and totally distracting me. Hold on. Screensaver, wait, 15 minutes. There we go. Alright. And it's kind of funny because all the vlogs I have been shooting throughout VidCon, I knew I wasn't going to have time or energy to edit them down. But this one I actually am going to try to edit down a little bit. So I'm probably going to cut this part that I just said right now. Maybe it'll go on the bloopers. Yay, bloopers. Oh, I remember when I used to have time for bloopers. Oh, those halcyon days of my YouTube youth. Anyway, back to what I was saying. So basically, yeah, the creator, community creator and industry passes, and then there's special guest pass. You know, if you're like invited to talk on one of the panels, or if you're just really famous, then you get a special guest pass. But I can't say anything about that because I obviously don't have a special guest pass, so I can't really talk about that. I haven't had an industry pass yet either, but I have actually talked to a lot of people that had them, and like I just said, they said it's actually worth it. So we'll see where we are next year. But going back to the creator pass, so in that video where I talked about how they invented it and my fears and hopes for it, I was saying that I was really hoping that the creator pass would make a difference, because, you know, one of the problems that I had last year is that I couldn't even get into a lot of the panels, the how to whatever panels, because of the people that were there for, I'm just going to say it, the wrong reasons. You know, they really weren't there, in my impression, they weren't there because they wanted to learn about video making, or they wanted to, you know, find their own voice or whatever like that. They were there because they really liked one or more of the people on the panel, and they just wanted a chance to be close, maybe, you know, maybe ask them some dumb questions, or just, oh, I love your videos, or, you know, whatever. And I mean, we all have those moments, you know. I don't really think there's anyone on YouTube, well, there's not many people on YouTube that start their own YouTube channel without being a big fan of somebody else, because that's why we do it. You know, we see people, we see people do it, it seems fun, and we want to be like that. You know, we want our platform for creativity and to hear ourselves talk. And so with Creator Pass, honestly, it really worked out. It really worked out. The panels were not super overstuffed. I got in every one that I wanted to go to. I didn't camp out for any of them. I think the earliest I ever got to one was maybe like 20 minutes early because I, you know, didn't have anything before then. And at most of the panels, I even managed to be within the first few rows, you know, close enough to actually see the panelists as more than tiny, tiny dots in the far, far distance. Freaking allergies, I hate you so much, allergies, yeah. Worst commercial song ever. And both the panel subjects and the questions that the both the panel subjects and the questions that people were asking at the end of them really seemed like they were on point. There were a couple panels that rambled a little bit, but even the ones that rambled were still interesting. And they had a variety of people on the panels. They had, you know, they had personality vloggers who basically are just like, this is my life. They have vloggers who do subjects about specific topics. They had, you know, short film developers. They had musicians. They had a mix of newer channels and channels that have been around for a long time. I mean, one of the panels I went to at the end was the how to write for comedy or something like that panel, and it had Tom Scott on it, which made me really happy because he's a channel I've liked for a really long time, and he, you know, he got famous for the ASDF stick figure whatever videos from a long time ago, but he does, you know, short films and stuff like that, and it was really nice to see him get to be in the limelight again because he has really good stuff. And that was really kind of the overall feeling that I really appreciated of this VidCon, is that it was really a step away from from sort of the callous, you know, get rich quick, get famous quick, like, let's do all the chubby bunny challenges and ice bucket challenges and just, you know, jump around and be entertaining on screen so that we get all those arbitrary numbers. It was really, well, at least the parts that I went to, it was really a step back and, hey, why do we make videos? What do we enjoy about YouTube? You know, what can we bring to the table? You know, what can YouTube do for us? Not as in, like, you know, fame and riches, because first of all, that's very unlikely. And second of all, if all you're interested in fame is fame and riches, why are you on YouTube in the first place? Why don't you go try to be an actor in a movie or a TV show? Or, you know, there's so many places and occupations out there already where the bend is fame and riches. YouTube, I want to say things, and when I say them in my head, they sound really kind of like possessive and but basically, you know, the reason I love YouTube, and I'm sorry, this video is all over the place, but what are my videos not all over the place? The reason I started YouTube is because it's fun. You know, it's a way to spread my ideas, and get people talking about them, like, hey, how do you feel about this? Oh, I feel this way. Oh, well, that's interesting. I feel this way. Blah, blah, blah. You know, not flame wars, but like actual enjoyable, thought-provoking conversations. It's a creative outlet. You know, I really want to do more comedy skits and stuff like that. It's a way to make friends. It's a way to get to know people, even people that live on the other side of the world from you. It's just all these things. And so get all the snot out. All the snot out. The problem is that I have a deviated septum, which is that little bone inside your nose that like goes straight down, and I have a deviated septum. So, well, my nose is kind of stuffed right now because thanks to the con, someone gave me a cold, but you see the problem? This nose, this nostril does nothing but produce snot. It's really annoying. Can't even smell through it. Now you know! Alright, blooper reel. Where was I? You know, so those are reasons that I started YouTube, and I would hope that a lot of other people started YouTube for the same reasons, because they want to make friends and blah blah blah. But at least the last couple of years, and I admit it wasn't totally, this wasn't totally the feel of this year's VidCon. I mean it wasn't totally good. Is that a lot of people, they see these really famous people, they see, you know, all these adoring fans, and it's not about the video, it's about the numbers you try to get with those videos. And chasing fame is just not, it's not rewarding. It really isn't. Even if you get there through artificial means, if you get there by doing videos you have no interest in or you hate doing, but you just really want to be famous, you know, it's not fulfilling. You get there and then what? I mean, it's not who you are. At least that's my feeling as a non-famous person. But anyway, again, this video's all over the place. Should I just grab it and start all over? You know what? Let's go through. Let's just do it. I'm gonna make a condensed version. It's gonna be like just the bare bones part. And then maybe I'll just upload the whole thing by itself, and including all my outtakes. Because why not? Why not see me derp all over the place? I'm sure that's super entertaining. Oh yeah. Whatever. God. So, blah blah blah. The creator community pass. Blah, blah, blah. In a nutshell, yes, the creator pass worked very well. It really did exactly what I was hoping it would do. It gave us panels where we were learning about video making and, you know, establishing your own community and stuff like that. Not just, how do I get rich and famous? You know, how many... Seriously, so freaking... Not just, how do I get rich and famous? How do I get the most fans with the least amount of work possible? You know, it wasn't about that. It was literally about how do I make my videos better? How do I explore new avenues? One of the panels I really liked early on was the vlogging finding your style one. And in fact, that was one where I got one of the biggest takeaways. And, you know, I've been around on YouTube long enough that I kind of already knew all this stuff, but it's still nice to hear it reinforced, especially reinforced by people who've been there, who have struggled to get where they are. No comment on the people who just lucked into it through one viral video. Basically, on that vlogging, finding your style, speed, two of the panelists on there were Emma Blackery and Ali Speed. I'm not really familiar with Ali Speed. I know of her. I've just never really gotten around to watching her videos, but based on how she acted in the panels, I kind of want to start watching them because she seems like someone I could relate to. And then Emma Blackery, of course, I've liked for quite a while. Mostly, I mean, yeah, she's adorable and her accent's adorable, blah, blah, blah. But the thing that I really like about Emma Blackery is that, like Jenna Marbles, you know, she's very raw and honest, and she doesn't have this, like, carefully made persona. At least that's not my impression. Maybe it's a lie, but I don't think it is. And something that they were both talking about on this vlogging panel was, I can't say it exactly the way Emma Blackery did, and beware swearing, because this is Emma Blackery we're talking about. Don't hesitate because you think your idea is shit. Just do it. Both of them were saying that they have video ideas that, you know, they wanted to do, but they were like, oh, this is stupid, whatever, and they didn't do it, and then somebody else did it, and everybody liked it. And similarly, they had ideas that they were like, this is like the worst video I've ever made, but they put it out anyway, and all of a sudden, everyone really likes it. And I mean, this is kind of a double-edged sword because also, as they were saying, you know, it can be kind of annoying if you work really hard on one video. Not just kind of, I mean, hella annoying. If you work really hard on one video and you think it's a really good video and barely anyone watches it, and then you just crap something out and that's the one that everyone goes "arr" about. But at the same time, you know, it might turn out better than you think, too. Us artists, we are our harshest critics, and video making is definitely an art. You know, some more artistic than others, just like all forms of art. Whew, rant. And so basically the takeaway was, you know, just do it. And don't hesitate just because you're afraid of something being a stupid idea, because it might turn out better than you think, and also you never know what people will identify with and what they'll think is funny, or what they'll really think is a really good video, and just, you know, this spoke to me. This spoke to me. I don't know what accent I'm doing. So yeah, just do it. And, you know, also, this is something that really got to me. I think it was Benny Fine who said it, you know, Benny Fine of the Fine Bros, who was in a couple of the panels I went to, and he had a lot of awesome things to say. And one of those things that Benny said was that, it just flew right out of my head. Oh, and one of the things that Benny said that I kind of squirmed in my seat a little bit when he said is, you know, you can always find an excuse to not do something. You can always be like, well, I need a better, you know, I need friends to act in it, or I need better lighting, or I need more time, or I need, you know, a place to shoot, or I need a better camera, and like all these things. And as he was saying that, I was like, oh God, I do that so much. And even as I do it, I know I'm making excuses. I know I'm just, you know, doing that kind of stereotypical California thing of like, let's do lunch, and, you know, making ideas and then never doing, you know, never carrying through with the ideas. But you can't do that. If you love YouTube, and again, this is something that Benny was saying, you know, the reason that, well, on that panel, it was all people that worked really hard to get where they were, and the reason that they got there is because they had no choice. Paraphrasing Benny, they had no choice but to make videos. You know, especially these old bees who started and kept with it for all the beginning years of YouTube. I did. Way before there was such thing as YouTube famous, and there was no, like, there's no fame or money or anything in it. It was literally just something you did as a creative outlet, and, you know, because you enjoyed it, because you had to, again, as Benny said. Roundabout way of getting to the point of saying that, you know, in line with Emma Blackery and Ali Speed saying, just do it, don't hesitate because an idea is shit. Also, don't hesitate because you think you have to hold out until things improve, because, yeah, you might just suddenly wake up one day and someone hands you everything you ever need to make a video, but that's probably not gonna happen. So you're better off trying to work towards that goal. Make the best you can with what you got, you know. And again, we live in an era with like awesome cell phone cameras, and now everybody's a YouTuber. So, you know, just don't be shy. Just take that camera, go to the park, get some friends. You know, you have that stupid idea for a parody or whatever, just be like, okay, we're just gonna shoot it, see what happens, shoot it, throw it in some, you know, Windows Movie Maker or whatever you got, and just do the best you can. Do the best you can with what you got. You know, there's tutorials all over YouTube. That's one of the sides of YouTube that is underappreciated that I love. There's tutorials for everything out there. And if you have the passion and the interest to learn something, you can do it! You right there, you have the power to do this thing. I know you do. And I just realized I've been looking at the wrong corner the whole time. I forgot that I turned my phone around. I was looking down here, and it's right there. So I'm going to be looking the wrong direction for most of this video. I'm such an idiot. Oh. Alright. But yeah. So, summary of all that. Nope, up here, not down there. Summary of all that is that just do it. Don't hesitate. Don't make excuses. Do YouTube because you love it, not because you want to be famous. And yeah, just do create. Like that what's his name? Freaking, whoa, just jumped out of my head. The Sandman guy. Oh my god. Oh my god, how am I forgetting his name? He just, it was right there. And I like love his stuff, and it's just, not Tim Burton, what the, oh my god, I'm having the worst stupid moment ever. Okay, I have to Google this. This is terrible. The Sandman. The Sandman. Why are you not? Neil Gaiman! Oh my god, Neil Gaiman. Freaking. So yeah, Neil Gaiman's wonderful, I think it was a Harvard address or something like that, where basically he just said, don't hesitate, go do, create. So yeah, this year's VidCon, the creator track, can pretty much be boiled down to that. So I'll go find the link and you can go watch that video because it's very inspiring. But there were a couple things more, sorry to bore you, but there were a couple things more that I did want to mention in this video. One of the first day was I mean, it was good, but it wasn't like shockingly good. The second day was a lot better. I can't remember which was the day that was the women in gaming one, but that one was really nice. It had Felicia Day in it. Frickin' A, she was like 3 rows in front of me, which is so funny because I saw her across Hall H. No, not Hall H. Indigo Ballroom. I never even touched Hall H at Comic-Con 2 weeks ago, and it's so weird for her to be like, pew. And then at the end of the Women in Gaming panel, I actually went up and I was like, thanks for this panel, and it's kind of weird to see you so close. And she was like, I know, that was crazy. Anyway. Oh, freaking. Yes, I shut the door. Cool. I put a recording sign on the door, so hopefully she listens to it. But anyway, yeah, the Women Gaming panel was really awesome. It had a lot of good people on it. It had Felicia Day, Trisha Hirschberger, LD Shadow Lady, and Aurelian. I've never seen the latter two's videos, but I'm gonna have to check them out because us girl gamers gotta stick together. Insert angry guy being like, how can you call yourself a girl gamer, you attention whoring slut, blah blah. Just stop that. That was a really good panel, and one of the things I really liked about it, as I expressed to Trisha afterward, was that it was actually a really positive panel. They did a really good job of offering, you know, useful advice and talking about gender. Oh, sorry, it wasn't women in gaming, it was gender in gaming. And Felicia Day herself was like, I'm a little sad that there's no guy on this panel, because it's not just a girls issue. Like, it's also how guys feel pressured to treat girls and how guys react to different treatments of girls in games. And it was a really good panel. And after it ended, and by the way, I have a little clip of it. Here's a link. And I'm hoping that someone else got the whole thing and uploaded it, because it's really something that needs to be spread across to internets. And as I said, I went up afterward and I talked to Trisha a little bit, and I was like, you know, this was a really good, positive panel. And she said, thank you. Yeah, all of us met before the panel, she said, and discussed, like, how are we going to keep it positive and not just turn it into like an anti-Gamergate rant or whatever. It really was a positive and yet useful panel. I'm repeating myself, but it's because it really, really was. And after it ended, I went outside, and Boogie2988, who I talked to last year quite a bit, and last year, you know, I was like, it's really hard to stick with my channel. I just feel like I'm trying so hard for no reason, and, you know, I got all these haters and blah, blah, blah. And he was like, well, if you love it, you'll stick with it. And so far I've stuck with it. I've cut back a little, but I stuck with it. Anyway, he was out there, and I was saying, like, were you in the panel? Yeah, I was. I said, it was such a good panel. He said, yeah, I know it was. I was live tweeting through the whole thing. You know, he felt the same way that I did, that it was positive and useful, but not, you know, not ranty or whatever. And he was saying that, you know, this is going to go a long way in improving the dialogue, all these buzzwords, the dialogue of gender and gaming, you know, without it having to be like more about bringing people together instead of trying to be like, well, my group is more oppressed than your group or whatever. Bullshit. Gamers. I love gaming, and I love friends of mine who are gamers, but gamer as an identity is a very, very loaded word nowadays. That's a whole other rant I could go into. But without getting into that, good panel. Hope to find a clip of the whole thing of it up there. Go watch it. Another panel I really liked was the Less Than Famous one, which, if you guys didn't know, they had auditions for people, I guess, like, put together a video where they're like, why they wanted to be on this panel. And I guess they did it at previous VidCons. I don't remember if I went to it last year. It might have been one of the ones I couldn't get into. But I never auditioned because I was like, I don't really care that much. I'll let other people, you know, take a crack at it. But it turned out to be a really good panel. It was all people that I don't know how many, I don't know who had the most subscribers there, but they were all, you know, relative no names. And it was a good discussion on, you know, what fame means over the years, and, you know, what to do about YouTube if you're not famous. Like, what are your goals and stuff like that. You can't be like, you know, just holding your breath until you get famous, because you can never get famous. And, you know, this is something I've had to experience and deal with a lot myself. It's not rewarding to just be like, oh, I hope I got famous. And, you know, it sucks to put a lot of work into a video and have nobody watch it. But, you know, you don't have to let that be your sole focus, you know? Like, there are artists that, I don't do this, but there are artists there that work out there, that work, you know, countless hours on a painting and then never show it to anybody, because for them it's purely about the actual painting and not about, you know, garnering praise for it. And I'm not saying that you need to go to that extreme, but there are benefits to YouTube video making in and of itself, even if nobody ever else watches that video. Just making a good video can be a pleasure. It can be a pleasure. It can be something you can be proud of. And then, you know, if you work hard at a video, if it's a good video, if it's an interesting video, you know, if your heart is in that video, if people do stumble upon it, odds are a lot better that they're gonna be like, hey, this is great, and start sharing it, than if it's just yet another copycat challenge video or whatever. You know, you might get an initial burst of fame on those, but it's gonna melt into a sea of homogenized videos. Whereas if you put your time and effort and voice into your own stuff, then that's what people are gonna remember and share, and you can be proud of. And you'll become famous for your own merits, and not just because you're trying to game the system. I also no, I won't go into that. And then the final thing that I wanted to talk about in this video, and I know I'm about to hit 30 minutes, sorry. The thing that was most phenomenal about this VidCon for me was the Women on YouTube workshop panel. The previous day had a Women on YouTube panel, which was downstairs, which was where the community passes also had access to. And that one, I mean, the panel was good, but unfortunately, there was a Dan and Phil in the same room after the Women on YouTube panel. So most of the chairs, I'm just gonna say it, most of the chairs were being taken up by fangirls who were just there for Dan and Phil and didn't give a shit about Women on YouTube. How do I know this? Because they were literally, first of all, every other seat was being kept. You know, someone put their bag on it and there was nobody there for the entire Women on YouTube panel. And also the fact that the girls spent the entire Women on YouTube panel playing on their cell phones, talking to each other, just not paying a whit of attention to the panel going on. And before the Women on YouTube panel even ended, all of a sudden they started rushing to the front trying to get better seats. And to me, that was like, holy shit, rude. So advice to VidCon staff, keep the panels in the panel rooms. Let the fangirls have their corner of the con. And, you know, for the most part, I didn't even go down there. I briefly checked out the expo hall, which was really boring. But it was nice having, you know, give the fangirl their free roam, like you know, like goats with mad cow disease or something like that. They could just go crazy over there. They sound so hateful right now. And those of us who actually, you know, are interested in the creation process, not just the personalities and names doing that creating, can have our second floor creator room like we had. That was nice. But anyway, the panel was okay. The panel was fine. I mean, Akila recently reached 100,000 subscribers, and she was on that panel. She got very passionate. She had some great things to say about it, at least what I could hear over the girls who wouldn't stop talking in front of me. But no, what was really great is what happened the next day, which was the Women on YouTube workshop panel, which was upstairs, so it was creators only. And in that one, rather than it just being a stage of famous people and the rest of us, you know, non-famous human swine, they started out with I think 6-ish women creators up on the stage, but then they broke the room up into groups, and it was one creator, you know, one famous creator per group of people. And funnily enough, I ended up with Akila in the group, in my group, which was fine. I mean, I kind of know Akila, so it was kind of like, well, I would have been nice to have a chance to get to know a creator I don't already know. But at the same time, you know, Akila is a great creator. She has a lot to say. She's a woman of color creator, which puts her, you know, in a very, unfortunately, very small niche of the kind of YouTubers that do end up at the 100,000 subscriber mark. And congratulations to Akila. Let's all just give her a very big round of applause. Applause. Her channel is Smoothie Freak. Go check her out. But what was so great about this Women on YouTube workshop is that it literally wasn't just, again, you know, famous people audience. It was a discussion. It was an equal, open-ended discussion. There were a lot of people in the group. I would say like 20 or 30 of us, and, you know, it was kind of hard to hear each other because we were, I mean, that's per group, 20 or 30 per group, so the whole room was over 100 people. But still, you know, we were talking about issues, and it was supposed to be an hour workshop, and it just went by like that because it was so fun. It was so fun talking to each other, getting to hear each other's opinions. And when that workshop wrapped up, and, you know, the famous people went back on the stage, and the rest of us went back to our seats, there was still this like synergy almost. There was this like link between all of us, including the people on the stage. So it just stopped recording. I had maximum recording time, which is kind of weird. I didn't know I had such a thing. Anyway, it's funny because I was at the last part anyway. But Women on YouTube, yeah, there was this like synergy feeling almost where it was just, we were all one, and, you know, we all had the power to help and create and support each other. And, you know, it wasn't just, it was like the whole personal connections over arbitrary numbers feeling that I got from the Less Than Famous panel, but it was even more intimate because we were all focused on one unifying thing, which was more diversity on YouTube, and, you know, specifically more women on YouTube, more, you know, ethnic diversity and stuff like that. But it was kind of magical. It was. And, you know, as we were there in the room, we were past time, but we were still having this dialogue going where we were all like throwing out suggestions. We were passing a papers around with where we'd write our info on. Fortunately, I never got the paper, but we started this, you know, Women on YouTube hashtag, which I guess existed before, but we really started like punching it through. And then, you know, some of us started making like Facebook pages and stuff like that. one of the girls who was there, who is funny because she actually showed up in a lot of the same panels I went to. She's a competitive gamer, and her channel name is, I had it right in front of me, where is it? Shite. I think it's Delightful or something like that. Her name is Dacia Harley, and yeah, she started this Women Creators on YouTube closed group, which is great, on Facebook. And then today I started a Women on YouTube page, because with the page you don't have to be like a member of it to see it, so I thought that it would be a little more, you know, help each other find new content. And I also started a Tumblr, and I'm not trying to like take the glory of it or whatever. Like, I hope that, you know, it's a thing that all of us do and all of us promote and share. And, you know, the thing that I really hope that will make a difference with this, in unlike a lot of these like YouTuber meet, you know, let's all join the group and talk to each other things that I see happen a lot. The thing that I hope will be different is that I hope it will be more about helping others, not just helping yourself. And what I mean to that is, like, you go on Reddit or whatever and it's like no self-posting allowed, and that's because people get stuck in this limbo of, you know, nobody's watching my content, so I'm going to post my content and hope that people watch it, and then they don't go on to watch other people's content, or the content they watch is already, you know, popular, so their one voice doesn't really matter. And, you know, the thing, again, going back to YouTube, is like, it's about making connections, and it's about, you know, creative expression and making friends and stuff like that. And you're not going to make friends if you only focus on really famous people who don't have time or energy to reply to everybody. And you're not going to make friends if you never venture from your own videos, you know? You got to make the effort to watch other people's stuff, comment on other people's stuff, and by other people I mean people that are small enough to actually form a connection with, because there's really not a big difference between, you know, a famous YouTuber and a non-famous YouTuber. The only difference is that they were lucky, or, you know, they've just been around long enough that they slowly accumulated enough of a following that it started snowballing, or they had money for a freaking team, or they got a lucky, or, you know, a viral video or whatever. It could be an unlucky viral video, in fact, in the case of Rebecca Black. But we're all earnest, you know, creative type people, I like to think, and don't feel like someone doesn't deserve your friendship, or, you know, that their website, their videos aren't worth watching just because there's not 12 billion views on it already. You know, in that case, it's even more impetus to watch, because your view really matters, your comment really matters. Odds are that video creator really, you know, they actually read their comments and are affected by them and stuff. So don't think of it as like a sacrifice to watch non-famous people's videos. Think of it as an honor, as a pleasure, that you are being, you know, you are being treated to something that so many people in the world haven't yet found. And you're given the opportunity to form a personal connection with the person that posted that video. Because that's what I think YouTube should be about. That's what I think is unique about YouTube, that video and film and stuff don't have to offer. So yeah, so follow the Women on YouTube hashtag on Twitter. I made a Twitter list where I'm adding everybody that is a woman creator on YouTube, or, you know, is interested in women creators on YouTube. And like I said, you know, my hope is that people will be cross-sharing and taking part on each other's videos and not just promoting their own. And, you know, check out the Women Creators on YouTube group that Daisy started. I'll put links to everything in the description. And it's a closed group, so you have to ask to join to see the stuff. And, you know, if you don't want to do that, or if you want to do all of it, you can check out the Women of YouTube Facebook page I made and the Tumblr I made. But really the big thing I would say is just follow the hashtag on Twitter, hashtag Women on YouTube, because everyone can use it, and we're all, you know, sharing each other's content. And yeah, that's about it. Now I'm going to post a bunch of faces and URL, you know, channel links and stuff to all the individuals and such that I met personally here at Vidcon. And if you would also like a link to your content, then go ahead and leave a comment on this video. You know, say what kind of videos you do, and, you know, link to your channel and stuff like that. And everybody else, go check out the comments, go read those links, you know, like and respond, keep it civil, try not to be an asshole. I'm actually going to be policing this video more than I usually do because, you know, I don't want people coming here to be afraid of like, oh, if I post my stuff here, you know, all these assholes are going to go hate on it. So if you do leave a negative comment, you know, if it's just insulting someone or whatever, I'm going to delete it. So try to be positive, try to be nice. And if we met at VidCon and you're watching this now, I'm sure it was a pleasure to meet you, and I hope that we stay in contact. Feel free to tweet me, to, you know, send messages to me on YouTube, whatever form of contact you want, because again, as a small channel, I have the pleasure of being able to read every comment and respond to every comment, and that's something that, you know, the big YouTubers unfortunately don't get the chance to do anymore. And honestly, it's really nice. It's really nice being able to read and respond to all the comments, especially the nice ones. Especially the ones where they actually seem interested in having a dialogue and aren't just, you know, hating at me. Those can be entertaining too. Okay, I'm gonna stop talking. I'm gonna edit this video. It's really hot, and yeah. Here's to keeping the fire going, the fire relit by VidCon, and creating all the content, and sharing other people's content, watching other people's content, and helping us all be an interesting and integral part of the YouTube community, not just the chubby bunny challenge people and stuff. I mean, they're fine, but we need more diversity.